No one in Oduye village walked the river path after moonrise, for the old people said the water remembered the dead. Yet it was on that path beneath a white moon and the whisper of bending reeds that Aremu first saw the woman who would become the joy of his heart and the ruin of his soul. Aremu was a quiet man, the kind who carried his sorrow in silence. He lived at the edge of the village in a clay house with a low roof and a broken fence that he never bothered to mend. His father had died in the season of Harmattan, his mother not long after, and the woman he was once meant to marry had chosen a wealthier man from the next village. Since then, Aremu had become like a tree struck by lightning, still standing but hollowed within. By day he worked hard in his yam field and spoke little. By evening he sat alone outside his house, listening to crickets and distant laughter from homes that were not his. People greeted him kindly enough, but kindness is not the same as company, and company is not the same as love. One evening, after returning late from the market, Aremu took the river path because the main road was thick with mud from afternoon rain. The moon hung low and bright, and the water shone like beaten silver. That was when he saw her. She stood at the bend where an old silk cotton tree leaned over the bank. She wore a pale wrapper that stirred softly in the night breeze, though the air was still. Her face was calm and lovely, with eyes that seemed to carry both tenderness and a sorrow too deep for words. Her hair fell dark over her shoulders, and her feet were bare upon the damp earth. Aremu stopped walking. The woman looked at him as though she had known him for a very long time. "Good evening," she said, and her voice was soft as distant singing. Aremu swallowed. "Good evening. You are returning late." "Yes," he said, "from the market." She nodded as if that answered something greater than his words. Then she smiled, and the loneliness inside him shifted like a locked door opening. "My name is Eri," she said. He told her his name, and they stood there by the moonlit river, speaking like two souls who had met before in a forgotten dream. When at last he turned to leave, she said, "I walk this path when the moon is kind. Perhaps we shall meet again." Aremu did not sleep much that night. From then on, he found reasons to pass by the river after sunset. Most evenings she was there, waiting beneath the silk cotton tree or sitting on a stone by the reeds. Sometimes she wore white, sometimes deep blue, but always she looked as though moonlight had touched her before it touched the rest of the world. She spoke gently and listened with care. She asked Aremu about his childhood, his parents, the songs his mother used to hum while grinding pepper, the dreams he had buried when grief made him cold. No one had listened to him in such a way before. Around her, he did not feel like a forgotten man. He felt seen. He felt chosen. Soon the village noticed a change in him. He began to smile while walking. He sang under his breath. He bought new cloth in the market and prepared the fence around his house. When people asked what had softened his face, he only said, "I have found peace." But villages are made of eyes and whispers. It was not long before rumors began to move like wind through dry leaves. One woman selling fish in the market said she had seen Aremu speaking alone on the river path. A group of boys claimed no footprints ever followed his when he walked there at dawn. An old palm wine tapper swore he had seen a pale figure near the silk cotton tree disappear when a cock crowed. Aremu heard these things and grew angry. People fear what they do not understand, he told Eri one night. At that, her smile faded for a moment. And sometimes, she said, they fear what they understand too well.